Hello everyone and welcome back. So we're going to be testing out World Labs Marble. I found out about this because obviously I watch other people review type of stuff. I saw like another person reviewing this, so I said to myself, this looks very interesting. Um, so I got into the beta, of course, because AI influencer here. But so what we're going to do is that we have all these little worlds that we make. So it can be for like game design or anything like that. So you can make your own game. So like for example, like this one would be obviously from the community. So we're just going to load the world up. And as you can see, you have all this. You can make all this type of stuff. You can obviously have some controls. So you can like forward this, right, zoom in, zoom out. You can download it. You can get the info here. So obviously Marble Plus, this was a couple of hours ago. Seen as the Vintage Style Diner, obviously stuff like that. You can use the prompt. So this is like a guide. So we're gonna go back and we're gonna make our own little world, of course. You can either do it from presets, or you can upload an image itself, or you can just make it from this prompt itself. So we're going to do we have the mini, but I want obviously I want to make like a larger space. So obviously I'm gonna do my prompt, and then it's gonna do text. I'm gonna do it plus. Okay, so what do I want? So I have something that I wanted to do for a while. So I'm gonna get something actually. It's more dystopian, but I have this actually in another AI. So I'm going to open it up actually. At the moment, hey York. I don't know at the moment actually. It's very new. I don't know the limitations yet. It's just very new. I saw Julian Goldie do a review of this, so I just got into the beta. This is my first review. At the moment, I don't know. If I could tell you, I would. Again, this is my review. I'm just doing it right now. The limitations, I don't know yet. I'm trying to get more access, obviously, since I'm an influencer. But like, there's something that I want to use. So I'm just gonna go right now. I'm just right now in Kimi. So I want to use actually something else. Actually, I have some text from like an idea that I wanted to do. So okay, so I got something here. I got a movie. I got the feature. So it's so this is I'm not too sure if I can do this, but it's pretty dark. So as I said, I'm not too sure if this can be pulled off, but it's pretty friggin' dark. It's like this. It's like some next level like dystopian, like dystopian type of stuff. So I'm going to see if I can do it. This is like some like. So we're gonna do this. So estimation for the generation 6 minutes. So we got some dystopian type of stuff. It's kind of like a Michael Myers like type of scenario. I took one of the. I always like experimenting with certain things with AI. So I'm not too sure what's gonna happen. But like I took like an idea like one of like a horror game, so like a franchise horror game, and I put it in. So we got two little ones. So we're gonna go with this one a little bit better. generate. So not exactly what I wanted. I wanted something a little bit more horror-esque, but um, but even though I did put it in from the prompt, obviously I got like the description of what it is, but I can probably maybe fix it up if I can. But the idea was something like a carnival, like a Dead by Daylight, Michael Myers type of idea. But so this is not exactly what I wanted. But obviously I had like information there, the prompt, so I'm not too I'm not too sure if I can do horror s type of stuff. Um, maybe I'm not too sure. Maybe that's a limitation. So I'm gonna find out right now. Just obviously generating it right now. So we're gonna find out right now. So then I can actually see what I can do and what I can't do, because as I say, this is my first time using it. I'm just reviewing it. So obviously it's in process. So maybe I can hit explore as it's generating. Oh, okay. So so to answer your question and to answer my question too. Okay, so here's the more stylized type of stuff, obviously, which I just did. So then there's realism right here. You can do some more realistic type of stuff. So you can do all this type of stuff. Okay, so we got some fantasy type of stuff. So obviously, like Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones, all that type of stuff. Okay, so sci-fi type of stuff. Okay, so this is all like like Star Wars, all this type of stuff. Dystopian. Okay, so we got some dystopian. Okay, so looking like this is more of a dystopian type setting. So looking like so it's a little bit so looking like we may have some limitations on some horror type of stuff. So that's very interesting. I'm gonna see if I can redo the prompt and maybe say that makes it more of like a horror-esque type of idea, but and then obviously then we got some like VR type of stuff, which is basically great for VR, which is basically freaking everything. So still generating it. Obviously, I'm using the highest one. So looking like the limitations could be horror wise. So I'm going to see if I can see what we can do. So I'm going to see if I can do a different version of the prompt, because obviously I did a movie, so we got some different variations. So let's see what we can do on this one next. So I don't really know, to be honest. So hold on, guys. Sorry, my screen sometimes I had a bit of an issue before. Okay, so this is a okay. So we did okay. So we tried doing the okay. So we was we'll try to do a game maybe. So we'll try the game version. Um, Play game horror, Carnival the Loop. And then series. I did the feature film. So let's see if we can do. So that's one of them. So this is generating the world. So we're gonna see if we can do another one. I'm not too sure if I can do 2 at a time, but let's find out. No, we can't. It's just 1 at a time. So we just gotta wait until it renders, I guess. So I have something. I have another AI open to get some other details because I want to see what else. So it's generating the world. So looking like this takes a, this does take a bit of a while. Um, so we're trying to see if we can. Okay, so this is the scene right here. The scene is nighttime captured, lights and everything. We're just trying to generate it. So I'm not too sure. Like I'm trying to get it done. So we're using the Model Plus. So this. Okay, so obviously we got the explore. Oh, okay, cool. So it's finally generated. So we're gonna go right here and we're gonna view my little world that I made. So we got all this. So we're just it's loading. So this is the world right here. So we're gonna zoom in. We're gonna go in. We're gonna go to the controls to see what we can go up. So I need to move forward, go up, return to. Okay, cool. That's what I need. I need to actually move up. That's the exact thing I'm trying to figure out. Oh, there you go. Fantastic. We got a nice aerial view of the world. So we got all this. And now I need to move. How do I move down now? That's the issue. Oh. This is the world right here. Up a little bit. So we got it all right here. All the street lights and you got all this type of stuff. Down a little bit. Oh, you can actually go underneath the world. That's actually really cool. So this is looking like the quality is very interesting. How I view my world or how I view other worlds. So world info, obviously this. There you go. It feels like it's very interesting. Origin. Okay, so this is very interesting. So the filters are very interesting because it's looking like I'm using a 3080 by the way, so that's very interesting. So screens. So looking like the more you go up, like the blurrier it gets to a certain degree. So maybe it's still in beta, but like it's still very interesting. So if people want to make their own little worlds and all this type of stuff, even this would be good for houses too. All these people who do houses. So we're gonna exit our little world. We might actually share this actually, but now I need to know how to exit my world. Origin. So I guess go back. Okay, hit the back world. I think we're gonna share this. Why not? I'm not too sure what it's gonna be called. Yeah, we'll give it a share. Got a share. So we're gonna make another one, and we're gonna do the same thing with the text, and then we're gonna see how to do it from like a preset, and obviously from an image itself. And then we're gonna do the prompting, and please shorten your prompt. I guess I can put this is horror, horror world, horror world. For a sec. I'm trying to. I'm gonna put this as a horror world, so I want to see if I can do this one. Ah, fantastic. So that's what I messed up on. I needed to put that it was a horror world. Ah, okay. So I needed to specify that it's a carnival horror. So I might be able to redo it again, or maybe I can fix up my world. I'm not too sure if I can maybe fix it somehow. Okay, so the first one wasn't as good as I liked, but um, I'm gonna save it because I did like it, but like um, but now I know how to do it. So I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna redo the carnival one, and then after I'm gonna say that's a horror world, and I think that's what I'm gonna do. There you go. So that's interesting. I like this one a lot better. So we're gonna hit the generate, and we got that going. Okay, so we're gonna do the original one again. Now that we know how to generate the horror world, because that was the idea of of this. Okay, cool. So we got this, and we're gonna do the same thing, and then we're gonna type in this is a horror world or something along those lines. So this is actually really cool. So looking like why do I have two of them open? Very interesting. I just need one of them. Okay, good. So this is just like a horror world. So obviously the scene is obviously a landscape. So I'd say this is a horror world. So like now you can make a carnival, you can do a horror world, but it's just basically the prompt. But now I need to tell that it is. So like again, the more you know. But the limitations is that like obviously it was read as horror, but like since like it's not as advanced as let's say for example, I'm gonna give a hypothetical example. Um, so you can do certain things like this in Claude to a certain degree, but it's very limited. But Claude would understand that like dark, grotesque, Terrifier, like it has the ability, has so much information because Terrifier actually is a horror movie. It's pretty much like an interesting take on clowns. I like it to be honest. It's pretty good. I'm actually waiting for one of the other installments to come out, one of the last ones. But aside from my liking of Terrifier, or like Michael Myers or something along those lines, Halloween. Everyone knows what Halloween is. But it has the ability to understand, okay, this is Michael Myers. Michael Myers is like the horror, we're going to do this. Or Terrifier, the clown, he's like the horror, we're going to do this. Or whatever it could be. But this is starting off. So obviously, it doesn't have the exact same information because Claude uses what is called an artifact system. So it is very similar to a system that is used in building game engine worlds. So like stuff like UE5 and everything. It's like on a smaller scale. Yes, I do know. I do know a lot about game engines and certain things. but aside from that, so that is the artifact system, and then it builds a certain like model or module, obviously 3D or 2D, and obviously it can be static or interactive, and it does that. But it has enough information to understand if Terrifier, horror, Michael Myers, Halloween, horror. This doesn't. You have to specify it. So the amount of information that it has, because obviously this is obviously the more information you put into this, the more it gets trained. So obviously the more people make horror type of stuff like Michael Myers, this and that, and all that type of stuff, horror, then there's another section for it. Then now it understands Michael Myers, horror, Terrifier, horror, or whatever it could be. Or let's say you want to make a cool like type of like mind bending Matrix, and you type in Neo. Obviously Neo is in the Matrix; he's the main character. Or Morbius, obviously he's the other main character. So the same thing. So, but if you were to type that, I want, then it would kind of understand, but obviously, but it needs more information. So this is starting off; it's in a beta. So, and it even says it's literally beta. So by doing that, then there you go. So that's the way. That's how it is. So yes, it does involve the prompt, but it also has to do with the understanding of the AI, or whatever that you're making. That if it has the significant amount of information, understand the context that you're talking about. I can literally type in Michael Myers, make a world Michael Myers, and then obviously Cloud would be able to do it or something along those lines. But like this is very new, so obviously it doesn't need to explain what Michael Myers is. But the more information that gets put into it, obviously it will exactly do that. But it's just a very interesting take, and just as a person, like this is just like fantastic, and just more of the sense of this is like, imagine that. So before, I remember you would have to, okay, so this is starting off, and this is when I used to go, when I was in college, until I quoted Mark Zuckerberg. So going back to this is that I would have to learn stuff like Animate, and then there's other type of stuff like what else is there? Animate, and like there's another one for Worlds. I forget the name of it. There's like another world builder from Adobe. Arrow, there you go. Adobe Arrow and all that type of stuff, like the world builders. And you would have to pay like a crazy amount of like a subscription for this. Like I'm talking about like you would have to pay like a crazy amount, like a crazy plan on Creative Cloud, just to get all this type of stuff. And now it's done. Fantastic. And now with stuff like this, what are you paying? You're paying what? Like nothing, maybe a couple of bucks a month. Like for example, I was reviewing another AI, obviously Higgs. I need to review them, another review on them. But Higgs, like you would have to pay like like a crazy amounts of money for models, this, that, all this type of stuff. And what the most you're paying, the most expensive plan is what, maybe like $90 a month, versus thousands and thousands and probably millions of dollars to do a friggin' ad. So like the same thing, just a couple of bucks a month versus Adobe, where you're paying before the Creative Cloud. I remember people paying separate like crazy amounts of money, and like then you would have to like get the person out on the scene, and then get a big camera crew, and now you can just type in a prompt and pay whatever amount of money. Again, I'm different because again, influencer here, but if any, as I say, when I say influencer here, I'm not saying that, oh, I'm like that type of stuff. It's just more in the sense of like, people are wondering, oh, why? Because I'm an influencer. So like that's how people get products. So it's a good path. AI is just going to keep on growing. So might as well get in on it, or just try to do something with an AI, like a company or something along those lines. And I think it would build well for you. But back to the point is, you're paying crazy amounts of money, and then what? You're paying with this, like I don't know, like a couple of bucks a month. Not like, and obviously if you're obviously like an influencer, obviously you don't pay anything because it's actually on the company plan. But aside from that, but yeah, it would be a good career path to become some sort of a tech influencer or something along those lines. Going forward, it's not going away. By the way, tech is just going to get stronger. Like Sauron's One Ring. But uh, but yeah, you're paying crazy amounts of money, and after now you're paying like a flat fee or something. Then you get all this type of stuff. But we're gonna view this world. We finally got the prompt right. So we got the horror world, and it's booting up. Oh, this looks a lot more detailed. This feels like it looks like a lot more detailed than the last one. Oh, never mind. It's a little bit pixelated. So just I don't know, just for the people at World Labs, I would maybe just like maybe like get rid of the pixelation because like as you can see here, like as you like what I mean by this is like as you zoom out. So let's say you start zooming out. So once you zoom out, it looks nice and crisp, as you can see here. So you can see all the details of the stones and obviously the some sort of like dragon monster tree, something dark side. Um, but now let's say you start zooming in. So you start zooming in now. So like then it starts getting pixelated. So as you can see from here, like with the pixelation, and I don't really like that because like as you're presenting something, it starts getting pixelated. So this is within the viewer itself, but obviously I'm not too sure how you would like how this would be from a different type of world perspective. Like zoom, like someone would view my other world, but like it's just very interesting. And but like it just looks phenomenal. Like imagine like, and I remember there's another one called another program that I used briefly called Cinema 4D, and it's very similar to like the Adobe Aero and a lot of other type of stuff, but like making worlds and everything. But bro, like the amount of money you would pay just to do all this is like just to make a world just by scratch, and you can actually do it with AI. Like you're paying like for like Cinema 4D, you're paying at least like 200, 300. Like it's crazy amounts of money, and like now you're paying like stuff like $80 a month, nothing. But like that's crazy. But like imagine this just with AI. Like look at this. This is like kind of like Lord of the Rings s type world, and like, but see, like that's what I mean. Like as you zoom in, so like obviously once you go back to focus, everything looks good. But like it's just interesting because like if you look at it, like if you start going up, like, you have all the clarity here. But like once you start trying to zoom in more into the world, as you're as, oh no, as you sorry about that, guys. Screens. Um, my screens, one of my screens is a little bit. It works, but sometimes it's a little bit off at times due to had an interesting power outage a couple of months ago. That kind of messed up with one of my screens, unfortunately. The quality is still good. It's just that sometimes it turns off at times. So there's that, unfortunately. But it's interesting how you have all this. So all this is clear, but then you start going up into more into the world and it starts to blur a little bit. So I would like maybe fix that as well. Yes, that's exactly what I mean. There should be a continuous generation as you zoom in, correct? Because as you can see, like as I'm explaining, like like so all this is nice and clean, but once you start zooming in and you can start continuing it, like then it just starts to friggin' blur, and like that's like see like look how neat this world is, and let's say you want to explore, so it gets all good, and then as you see like let's do it backwards now. Okay, so instead of starting here, we're gonna start from here now. So as you can see, it starts to blur a little bit. See this is not as clear as this. So see how the floor is very blurry. So, but yeah, I was about to say with the Gasan, like that's the issue, like the motion blur, the Gasan, and that's like very like that's common sometimes if it starts to glitch out or like whatever. Sometimes the quality is does that, but like when it's only in beta. But like I think that like this should not happen. But like let's say we start going up now. Like we're just gonna go up here, and then you can see like you can kind of see some of the and then some of like the other like towers, and then you just keep on going in, and then it just oh, I would have to say based on this, like this has a lot of potential. Um, like it is a lot better than spending crazy amounts of money on stuff like on like I don't know like a subscription. Like yeah, obviously now they're saying with the subscription, but Mr. Z, but now you get everything with you got Photoshop, you got Arrow, you got this, you got all this other type of stuff. Yeah, but like that's true. But still, I think. But like the funny thing is that Adobe isn't fully AI. They have to incorporate AI features into the product because this came out before AI was even a thing. So, but this itself is AI. Period. Like this is completely generated with AI. So that's what I'm kind of saying is that like it's very interesting. Um, when people say, "Oh, but yeah, you're paying, but you have to now." Adobe has to add AI features into Arrow, into like whatever other types of things that they have. But this is pretty much full AI. Like you get a photo, I want this in this photo, I want do, and that's the world that you're gonna get. So there's that. I was also gonna say that it feels like it's more of an. But the funny thing is that I did this from a prompt, as you saw. So that's what I was about to say. It's more like an image instead of an entire world. Yes, I was about to say that too. That yeah, that's what I'm about to say. Is that like I think like that would be like their next step. I think Hanawan is trying to do something like that. They're trying to experiment with something like that as well. So I haven't really heard much news. It seems like a game maker slash world maker. I think they have that. I think I might actually. They do actually. They do have the Hanawan world thing. So I might do another review on that actually. Um, Maybe sometime this week. But this is very new. We're gonna do a picture now. So this one was the same thing. So as you see from the view. So now we are gonna create a. I'm just like an upload an image. So we're gonna see what documents that we have. Ah, perfect. So we're gonna do this. This is an image that I did from a model. So and then we're going. This is just a random model doing a photo shoot in the world. So we're gonna see how this turns out, and then we're gonna hit generate. So this is not just a preset. So let's see how this turns out. But I would have to say I just want to see how it is. So the prompting is interesting. So the prompting. So I'm comparing the prompting to some other type of stuff. But this is going to be interesting because now it's an actual photo. So we're going to do this. This is from a prompt. So it is generating the world. So we got the explore. So it's kind of interesting right here that like, okay, so like for example, like this one, we got this one here. And I want to see if this is from a prompt or from a preset. So we got the world info. The scene is an ancient desert. So, but my question is, as you can see here, like it doesn't have that issue. Like the world. Oh no, I lie. See, like it still has that same issue as I was experiencing before. Like, see, as you zoom in here, now like this guy made a similar world, more ancient Egypt. But do you see the blur right here? Right here, as you can see right here, where my cursor is. Not the cursor, then the IDE, the actual mouse cursor. just to get that differentiated before people start typing in chat. Um, so as you can see here, like as you're going through, still this is still very intact, but this is all somehow blurred out, which is very interesting. So it's not just, I thought it was just me experiencing this from a prompt. So it's not. So looking like the world can be generated, but the issue itself is now as you add the motion to it, it starts to how do you say, have the sound issues. It starts to blur. The motion blur starts to deteriorate. And yes, it does look realistic. It does look a lot of, it looks good. But I think the limiting factor is if it's static, it's fantastic. But like now, as you're saying, Yorkman, is that once you start getting motion into it, that is when it starts to falter. And I think that, like, yes, World Labs is, yeah, they did a good job to a certain degree. They nailed the realism, they nailed a lot of type of stuff, but what they lacked in, and I think like, and what I think that they need to do is they need to, how do I put it, like add the motion to it or add certain type of stuff, but as you're moving, it doesn't deteriorate. And I think that's like the big limiting factor of that. I guess you're, and obviously maybe like understanding certain other horror-esque elements to a certain degree, but like, but as they say, I'm not gonna be so harsh on them because they are a beta. So they are a beta. So like it's not really like, if I move my cam, I know it's like it's kind of covering certain things, but like I don't want to have like the world's smallest webcam. Um, but if you were to go to the website, you could see that they are a beta. So like I'm gonna cut them some slack on that. But like, but so like as you see here, see, but the thing is that the image preview, everything looks, look how clean and crisp the image preview looks like. But then when you actually go into it, the same thing here, look. And then when you actually go into it and then you start moving, everything starts to like, and starts to blur out. So I think that is the, like for example, like the same thing, like you go to explore here, get the preview. Look at this. Look how crisp the preview looks. But once you go into it, boom, it starts to falter. Like this is like all this type of stuff. Like I'm not saying that like yes, it's AI. A lot of stuff is evolving, but at the same time, like yeah, we're still discovering certain things. But I think, in my opinion, this is a low key opinion, that if they start mixing augmented reality into this actually could mix it with the AI. I think this could actually hold up a little bit better. But that's just me, because it can give you like an outline, like and all that type of stuff. But again, like it's still like I think it depends. Maybe the stuff is, it could be too complex or something. But either way, like it's still, I'm still, I like it. It's not like, as I say, like it can actually generate stuff. But yeah, it's a little bit it's a little bit, how do I put it? Yeah, it's not the great, like in the sense of like it's not like hold on guys, I'm just trying to get my scale. Okay, 72 will be fine then. I'm just trying to like fix something. But back to what I was saying is, yeah, it's not going to be great in the beginning. Like I remember when like a lot of like other like AR and like other type of stuff came out. I think Adobe experimented with certain, even like 3D type of stuff, even Cinema 4D and all this type of stuff. Like it wasn't the greatest in the beginning. Yeah, well, it wasn't that it had issues. It had stuff. It couldn't render stuff properly. Stuff was blurry, exactly like this. But as time went on, it well, it's actually really good. Oh, I'm just looking at my scale window. So I tried putting it to my resolution, and stuff happened. So just yeah, OBS can be interesting sometimes. So we're gonna view this world. So let's see how this turns out. This is just from the photo. Zoom it up. So this doesn't look too bad. This looks very interesting. So they try to add some extra type of stuff here, but I think it kind of faltered a little bit because half the world didn't even generate, like as you can see. So there's certain things that are very interesting. So we're gonna go back to the origin. So like the woman right here is basically, I'm not too sure what the hell that is. A big blob or something. Maybe they try to add like pillars and everything, but as you can see, like half the world is like just basically super pixelated too, like a weird invisible wall. So that's not too bad. And then we're going to now do I guess we're going to do like a preset. So this is just more of the preset type of stuff. So we're just going to make a world from just a random preset. So these are all the presets that they have. So I'm going to go with the castle because it gives me those like Assassin's Creed / Prince of Persia vibes. I do like. Either that or this, or maybe something like this too, like Mordor type of style. I know, and I say that's what I'm trying to say. Like it didn't do a good job. So we're just gonna do a preset right here. We're gonna get some Prince of Persia vibes. / Assassin's Creed. Middle Earth / Assassin's Creed / Prince of Persia. Oh, what's that Assassin's Creed? That's the first one where you go to the Middle East, where you with Ezio, and you go to the Middle East. Revelations. There you go. That was good. But and then obviously you have Odyssey, not Odyssey, the origins with Egypt and everything. But yeah, I'm getting those vibes. Or even, you know what? Not even this. This actually looks like Black Desert. If anyone's played that game, really good by the way. But I'm getting those Black Desert vibes from like the like that's just awesome. Like that, like. But either way, like it's good. But oh yeah, absolutely. But like their intention is to be somewhat like a 3D world. But yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm trying to say is that yeah, the whole point of a 3D world is revealing the new details. That's correct. I'm aware of all that. But that's what I'm saying. Like that's why I'm comparing like all these other types of things, like some AR and like other like Adobe type of stuff that they had. Um, that obviously with as you know with Adobe, they have stuff that can make worlds like Arrow and all this other type of stuff. But as they say in the beginning, it was bad. It was terrible. Like I've used some of the stuff and I say to myself, what the hell is this? Oh, and then now it's fantastic. Um, what is it again? I think it is Arrow. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong on that. But so hold on. No, it's another one. Pretty sure it's Arrow. Yeah, Adobe Arrow. Yeah, I was right. So it was the AR, and you can make certain worlds out of it. Yeah. I was spot on it. And so in the beginning, it was terrible. I tried it out actually. Oh my god, it was terrible. Oh, but now obviously with certain advancements now with Zuck's glasses and everything. If you saw that, by the way, it's come a long way. But before it was terrible. So this is the same thing. Like, yeah, is it bad right now? Absolutely, it is. Like in the sense of is it like compared to like other Adobe products or like or even like Cinema 4D as I talked about before. Like compared to that, yeah, it's not as great. I would have to say because the whole point of 3D and 4D world are to do all this type of stuff. It butchered it. Absolutely it did. And it was very pixelated. But what is this going to advance in the next couple of months? Is this going to be probably a lot better? Absolutely, because the great thing about the AI is that the more information you put into it, then it actually gets better. And like for example, like Claude has fallen off a cliff. Yes, it has. I admit it. But like DeepSeek, originally a couple of months ago, it could barely generate like proper like websites and stuff like that and all this sort of type of stuff. Now it can actually generate really really good websites. Even the new Gamma 3.0, it had a lot of issues trying to structure certain things. Now they're adding their own like Gamma AI agent. Now it's a hell of a lot better. Is it like GenSpark? No, it's not. GenSpark is a hell of a lot better. But that's what I'm saying. So the same thing with this. Is it Adobe Arrow? Is it all this type of other type of stuff? Like, are all these like? No, it's not. Is it Cinema 4D? Absolutely not. It's not. No, it's not. But in the upcoming months and the upcoming weeks, as more people use it and more information the AI learns, will it get to that stage? Absolutely, it will. But yeah, at the moment, it can generate it, but does it have issues? Is it more static? Yeah, absolutely, it is. Um, but obviously, can it? Yeah, it's gonna get better. That's the whole point. The AI keeps on getting better. But as of right now, I think this, like, in my opinion, anything I would have to say large scale, not so much. Small scale, yeah, I can see it. I can see something more of a smaller, medium scale type of scenario. But like to generate like a massive world, like the three massive worlds that I did, not even close. But maybe like a small, medium scale, like maybe like a little apartment complex, or maybe like a mid-size like townhouse or something along. Yeah, I can see that. But yeah, I want a world like friggin' Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I want a world like Assassin's Creed 2. No, I've already tried doing stuff like this. Look, I butchered it. It zoomed out. Like, that's what I'm saying. Um, so yeah, is it good? No. Like, is it okay? Yeah. On a small or medium scale, yes. But on a large scale, like I'm talking about, I want something as I explained. No, not so much. Does it still have? Yes. Does it still? Yeah, it still has a purpose. It's not gonna make a mega world like I said, like Assassin's Creed or something. But it can make something like more of a small linear, like for example, like as I said, there's like another guy who made an apartment. Yeah, that's possible. But like, but us like or something like Black Desert, not even close. Speaking about Black Desert. Okay, so we're gonna zoom in, and that was right. So as you can see here, the world. I'm zooming in. I zoomed up. So here's all the detail, and then you got the same issue. See, half of the towers are like, look, they're just blurred out. Look at this. Look at this shit. I'm a fair review person. But look at this. Like, so we're gonna go down, and then we're gonna try to enter the world a little bit more. But look at like the weeds right here. Some are fine, but as the more in the distance, as you can see, they're all like blurred out, and you can't even see them. So we're gonna zoom in a little bit. So as you can see, as we're inside the actual like castle. Yeah, it's totally it's totally fucked. Look at this shit. Like, that's what I'm saying. Small or medium sized, yes. Big scale like this, what the hell am I looking at? I don't like. Look, is it? I think this is supposed to be a tower or a rock. What am I looking at? Chat, please help me out. Oh my god. Well, like, that's what I'm saying. Like on a big scale, I wouldn't do this. And now I don't even see anything. Now it's just something image. So yeah, I'm sorry, but your presets, no. Okay, so now just to finish up, I'm just gonna show you like for example, like maybe like a small little apartment. So like let's say for example this. So this is just a small little apartment, small medium scale. So right here, small little apartment. There you go. Everything's crisp, everything's clean. There you go. It's an apartment. Go up. I'm gonna zoom in. Look, everything's crisp. I can see all the clothes. Oh, hold on, guys. Sorry about that. The screen sometimes disconnects. But you see all the apartments. You can see the clothes as you zoom in. You can see the cushions properly and all that type of stuff. Now I'm like really zooming in, like, but obviously not. But either way, like, but you can still see stuff. Like, it's not blurry. There's no like issues with the Gasan. Like that's like obviously like a TV stand. I can see that's like obviously some house plants. This is the bed. As you zoom in, like more type of stuff, you can see like the table. But or like another example would be like this little art studio right here. There you go. We're in a little art studio, something like maybe like Leonardo da Vinci or like Van Gogh or something. There you go. You zoom in, you see all the clay type of stuff. Like as you can see here, like see, we're zooming in, maybe a little view of like what's inside the closet, and that's it. So like small to medium sized worlds, absolutely. But what I showed you before, let's try to make something like Assassin's Creed. No, you're going to be getting. What am I looking at? Is that the sky? No, I don't know what that is. Something blurry. So, like, so that's what I'm saying. So, like, here we have, like, I'm not too sure. Like, so we have like a little subway right here too. So I'm not like so it's small to medium. This kind of gives me some like Fallout vibes. So you can still see a lot of the subway type of stuff. Everything's still good, but you can still see the writing on the wall. It's still visible. Um, so, but like that's what I'm kind of saying. Like, so my review is that if you want to make something small or medium scale, absolutely go for it. You got the metro type of stuff, you got this, or this little diner, like that's fine. It kind of like something like a 50s diner, or like something like Riverdale diner. That's cool. But if you're gonna do this, what I tried doing, not even close. It looks great, and then look what happens when you start zooming in. Look at the blur. What am I looking at? Is like are these even like now the rocks start to disappear and all this type of stuff, and then you can't even see what's even over there either. But like that's what I'm saying, or like the other roles that I showed you. But like if we're gonna go for smaller medium scale, like this or like this, the subway thing I showed you, or even something like this, yeah, go for it. If we're gonna make something like this, or this, this, or that. No, it's going to be brutal. So we're going to explore, obviously. We got all that, and obviously you'll eventually get a plan and all that type of stuff. But like that's my review. I would have to say 7, 8 out of 10 average. It's not bad. I'm not gonna yeah. Obviously, I have a little bit of criticism. For small or medium sized type of stuff. So like maybe like inside the cathedral or stuff like that. Like what I showed, like the subway. Yeah, that's great. You're gonna make a massive world like this, or what other stuff I showed you. No, it's gonna be a blurry mess, and and as you keep on zooming, you're gonna say, "What am I looking at?" But yeah, that's pretty much my review of the Marble World Labs. Um, I'm not saying that like it's bad, and like I'm not saying that obviously like you can't make stuff like that, but like at the moment, like you can try, but you're gonna get a blurry mess if it's gonna be a big Assassin's Creed world. So stick to more to smaller, medium-sized projects. I would have to say. Yeah, will they get to the stage like that? Absolutely. AI is advancing very fast, but at the moment, as of right now, no, they can't do it. So because once you start moving, as I showed, it's going to be a big blurry mess, and no one likes that. So there's that. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. And as always, Mr. Z.